Welcome to the Thrivers Conversation with Aaron T. Aaron. Today's guest is Aisha Yesufu. This will be a 7-part edition, so this is part 1 of 7. Aaron T. Aaron and Aisha will be having a conversation today around courage and womanhood. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron T. Aaron and Aisha Yesufu.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody here on the Thrivers group, I want to introduce you all to Aisha Yesufu. Aisha calls herself an active Nigerian citizen. So Aisha, that's the first question I'm going to ask you later. I want to understand what you mean by an active Nigerian citizen, but we'll come to that later. She's an active Nigerian citizen who demands for good governance. She's unapologetic about her stance in fighting for justice and equality. Aisha is a businesswoman. You'll hear a lot about that. Aisha is a businesswoman who teaches financial literacy. So get ready. She teaches financial literacy to empower people to be financially independent and also have a voice for good governance. She's the co-convener of the Bring Back Our Girls movement, an advocacy group that brought attention to the abduction of over 200 girls from a secondary school in Chibok, Nigeria, on 14th of April 2014 by the terrorist group Boko Haram. Aisha Yesufu has also been at the forefront of the ENDSARS movement, which drew attention to the excesses of controversial police units in the Nigerian police force called the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Yesufu has said she would not leave the fight against ENDSARS protests in Nigeria for her children. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Thrivers group for the first time, and hopefully not the last time, Mrs. Aisha Yesufu. Aisha, how you doing?
Yes. Thank you so much, Aaron, for having me.
Thank you once again.
All of this fantastic words. I'm like, is he talking about? Anyway, before I go on, I think I need to do my own gratitude this time. I'm grateful for being crazy. I'm grateful for not even caring what people think about and just living my life the way I want to live it on my own terms. I'm grateful for the fact that I learned early enough to just be myself and be unapologetic about myself, and that the world should be the one to come to my standard, not me living towards the standard of the society.
Wow.
So for me, I'm really grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Wow. Let me ask you a question before I get out, just in case I don't remember then. So how did you feel the day you woke up and you found out that the government was suing you? What was your reaction?
Oh, okay. So in this case, it's not even the government that is suing me. It's actually an individual. But of course, most people say that. It's sort of like stamp. One of the things that I have with my husband, most times when he comes back and he's like, when he comes back in the evening, say, they have not arrested you yet. So it's something that I've been waiting for a very long time. I've put a lot of things in place in terms of even my businesses. I had to make just some of my accounts that I was the sole signatory. I had to make sure that I'm no longer the sole signatory and anything, so that in case either I'm arrested or whatever happens, they put a bullet through my head, we know that certain things are not going to suffer. So it's something that we'll be used to. So
Aisha, let me get out of the stream and just allow you. You're already shooting. Let me just get out and just allow you. I'll be back in 30 minutes.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for having me. Good evening, everyone. It's really a pleasure for me to be here. And thank you so much for those of you that are joining. And you want to hear this crazy woman as speak. Earlier on, I think Aaron was talking about the fact that why do I call myself an active Nigerian citizen? So for me, basically, I don't like labels, the way people do labels. And I'm going to talk about that as we go on. So they give you this name. She's an activist. She's an advocate for this. She's that. And then you find out that you're trying to live towards the name they are giving you, and they put you in a box with their labels, and then their expectations is what you're doing. So I never wanted that, even as a child. I never wanted that label where I'm called a good child and all of that. So it's when I say active Nigerian citizen, I'm just a citizen who is not passive, who is putting an eye in what's happening in our country, and I'm interested and I'm speaking out on it. So that makes me an active citizen rather than a passive citizen who never does anything, who is not interested in what is happening in the country. But anyway, let's come back to business. Today, basically, I've been asked to talk here over, there's no specific topic per se, but generally I'm going to talk about, sort of like what it is just being yourself either as a woman and just owning your space and living your life. But before I go on, I'm going to read out something that I wrote on the day that at the Senate and the National Assembly, there was this thing called the Equality Bill, and it was thrown out. And I said, my name is Aisha Yesufu, and I happen to be a human being with the reproductive organs of a female, so I am called a woman. When I demand for equality, I'm not demanding to change my womanhood to manhood. That would be unfair to the me that I am. When I demand for equality, I'm merely asking equity of treatment. When I demand for equality, I want to be looked at as a human being with all her 5 senses and an accompanying brain, and not as a toy to be toyed with. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying I want to beat up a man. I'm just saying I should not be seen as one to be beaten up. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying I want to take over the man's job. I'm merely saying I want to have my own job and not handout. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying I want the pay of a man. I'm just saying I deserve to be paid based on what I bring to the table. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that the boy child born should be frowned at. I'm only saying that the girl child born should be heralded with joy. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that the boy child shouldn't be sent to school. I'm only saying that the girl child has a place in the classroom. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that the wife should be above the husband. I'm only saying that the wife should have a place in the partnership. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that husbands have to do the cooking. I'm only saying that whoever wants to should be allowed to do the cooking. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that men should be controlled by women. I'm just saying that women have rights too. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that men should be disinherited. I'm only saying that women have a right to inherit and be inherited from. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that I'm better than you, that because I'm a woman, I'm better than you. No, I'm only saying that you should not be afraid of who I am. At the end of the day, my demand for equality does not take anything away from you. So why all the bad belly? Why all the bad belly that when simply women said in Nigeria that they wanted equality, they wanted to be seen as human beings, they wanted to be treated right, and then all of a sudden it's as if hell broke loose? No, that's not what we're saying. So today I'm going to come to you and say to you as the woman who, because of your reproductive organs, is called a woman. They could have called it any name. It could have been a man, it could have been whatever. Some people call me all sorts of names. I'm like, it's okay. Whatever label you want to give me, that's perfectly okay. If you go to my Twitter handle on my bio, there's something I say there. I said, I am me. I don't do label. I am me. And I say it as it is. My mom says in my court, nobody wins. And that you will either love me or hate me. And whichever one is perfectly okay. The reason why that is perfectly okay, because I have so much love for myself. And as long as you love yourself, you give yourself all the love there is. Any other love is just jara. For those of you who are not Nigeria, probably don't understand what jara means. How do I explain it? It's just an addition. It's not the main thing. You know, after you finish eating your meal, you're like, okay, can I just have a little bit of serving? Let me taste again. That's what it's going to be like. But before we go on, the first thing I'm going to talk about is mindset. Mindset. What's your mindset? How do you see yourself? The first question, of course, is who are you? It's always a question I say to people. Try as much as possible to find out who you are. to be at peace with yourself, to be able to sit with yourself and have a conversation with yourself, to be able to look in the mirror and be happy at what you see. And when you're with your thoughts, you are okay with your thoughts. And you also know that these are your strengths and these are your weaknesses, and they're perfectly okay, because in all of it, they are you. You know, recently I had a picture taken of me. Someone came for an interview and then they took a picture and they sent the picture to me. They were different shots. When I looked at the pictures, I'm like, who is that? Guess what they did? They removed all the spots. I have spots on my face. Sometimes people say, why are you not covering them? Sometimes people say to me, oh, why are you not getting either makeup or get something that will ensure they go away? I said, no, because my spots are part of me. Some of them, I've had them for over 40 years. I was less than 10, maybe between the age 6 and 7 when I had my chicken pox. And then I had this scars all over my face from my chicken pox. They are who I am. You don't need to take them out. I feel beautiful. I feel beautiful with my spots because I've understood who I am. I know who I am. I'm this amazing, crazy human being who has spots on her face, and that's perfectly okay. And I didn't need any validation. So it's very important to, first of all, know who you are. And then that mindset. Are you one who gives yourself permission to excel? Because most of the time, the problem we have is that we are not giving ourselves the right for us to excel. As little girls, we were taught so many things and they got embedded in our heads. And we grew up into adults. And guess what? They have remained in our heads. And over time, we are always seeking for validation. We are always seeking for support from other people. When the first thing we need to do is to focus on our mindset, to know who we are, to give ourselves the permission to excel, and know that there is only one you in this world, and that means you are an endangered species. And guess what they do with an endangered species? They look after them, they're being loved, they are being cherished, and that's what you need to do to yourself. And I come to the question, are you in love with yourself? Have you ever looked at this whole gorgeous human being that you are and just fall in love with yourself and just love yourself, cherish yourself, like yourself? Many people will say that's weird, right? But you need to do that. Before even anybody can love you, you have to first of all love yourself. You have to know that you are worth it. A lot of people, even when they see love, because of their mindset, they don't think they are worth that love. They don't get it. You need to be exactly that. You need to be you. You need to be you. You need to love yourself. Whatever it is you have in you, love yourself for who you are. That's who you are. It's not any other person. Are you enough for yourself? That's another question that you need to be able to know. Most people are looking for another person to complete them. No, nobody is ever going to complete you. You have to complete yourself. When you complete yourself, then any other person coming in is an addition. Because you find out that a lot of people who, first of all, they don't even love themselves. So when you don't love yourself, how is somebody else going to love you? How are you going to know that you are deserving of whatever it is that you get? That when you get an affection coming in, there are people who self-sabotage. What do? Even when somebody loves them or even when they're being accepted, because they haven't accepted themselves, they're always self-sabotaging. So you need to know, are you enough for yourself? Is it okay when you're sitting down, just you and your thoughts, and you feel great and amazing? Can you sit there and you're dancing, even without music, for you to find yourself and you're dancing? And let me digress a little bit. Earlier today, when I was just preparing lunch for myself, I went downstairs and I was like dancing. And I said I was going to ask a question. I was going to tweet it out. I haven't tweeted it out yet because I wanted to ask, are there people who dance without music? Because I do that a lot. Because guess what? I'm in love with myself. I love myself. I'm happy with myself. I'm fulfilled. I'm enough for me. And I can make myself happy. And that's the third question I have for you. Can you make yourself happy? These things are very, very important. Your capacity to be able to make yourself happy. Your happiness should not be dependent on anybody. Your happiness should be dependent on you. A lot of people come to me. For those who follow me on Twitter, my page is crazy. I say to people, I don't even know how you guys follow me because I wouldn't even follow myself. It's it's a madhouse. There are always people who come to attack, people who insult me, people who call me all sorts of names and everything. And people are surprised that I don't get worked up. And I said to them, the only person who is allowed to make me angry is myself. And I choose what I get angry over. So somebody is not going to come, whoever you are, and you be the one to make me angry. No, I'm the only person who has been given permission to make myself angry. So whatever anybody says is their personal business. And I've said it everywhere, I'll repeat it here again, that insults and praises are the same thing to me. They are people's opinion about me. They are not my reality. And so when somebody comes and say, Aisha, you're a prostitute, fine and good. I have one customer. I do exclusive service. And any day that I want to add more of the customers, by the way, I will let you know and hope you can afford it. It's as simple as ABCD. It's their mouth. So as far as they are concerned, I'm a prostitute. But am I? Yeah, I am to one guy. I do one customer. So I'm not going to get angry because somebody says that. But there are people that for that it's going to affect them. And sometimes maybe for the whole day or something, they're worked up because somebody has said either they are idiots or they're prostitutes or they're one thing or the other. It's their opinion. It's not my reality. It's their business. Let them say what they want to say. I know who I am. I know what I want to be. I know what I'm doing. And that is all that matters. So it's very important. Our mindset is very important. And then somebody will come and say, oh, Aisha, you're such an amazing human being. It's their opinion. Even if somebody says you are an amazing human being, if you don't feel it in yourself, if you don't accept the fact that you are an amazing human being, it's still going to be a problem. You're not going to feel it. So it's what they say. So it's whatever people say about you is their opinion, and don't ever allow their opinion to become your reality. I'm going to go to another thing, which is label. Label, a lot of times, we grew up wanting so much, some of these labels, especially the good label. When they say to a child, oh, you're such a good child, there's this happiness that comes from it. People grow up waiting, looking for that validation. They want to be known as good women. They want to be known as I said to myself, I don't want to be known as a good woman. No. I don't want to be known as a good person. Good people die young, so keep it there. I'm going to be me. Whatever it is that you think that is, it's your personal business. And as long that is a kind of freedom that you get. Early on, as a young girl, I realized that these labels were used to cage people. They were used to cage people and keep people, children, and oh, you are the good one. So people get to treat you anyhow that they want to, because of course they know that you are the good one. They hold you to their own standard and they begin to enforce their expectations on you. So because you're the good one, they can come and treat you anyhow, treat you in a bad manner and get away with it. And even when you want to raise your voice, you hear people, oh, but you're supposed to be the good one, but why are you doing this now? Nah, I don't want to do the good one, be the good one. And I see somebody, in 2016, when Michelle Obama did that statement and said, if they go low, we go lower. I said, nah, that's the wrong way. If they go low, go lower. Michelle Obama said, if they go low, we go higher. I said, nah, that's the wrong way. If they go low, go lower. Deal with them, then come up, shower, and then go high. So that in that way, they know that it's a choice not to stay down. That if they want to get dirty, you will make the whole place muddy. And I see some people, oh no, don't wrestle with the pigs or the wives. Nah, wrestle with them. When they know that is where you are, they will stay off you. For me, I say, I don't know how to put it. There is a certain freedom that comes from being bad. You understand? When they know that if they go low, you will go lower, they stay off your lane. And my father brought me up, with that, with the motto that, look, if you want peace, be prepared for war. When they know that if they come at you, you will go at them. Well, guess what happens? They stay off your lane, and people just allow you to be who you are. And then you get this amazing freedom to just be who you want to be, and not the label they have caged you into, not the expectation that they have of you that they want you to live to. And I always say to people, I'm not responsible for your expectations. That's your personal business. I'm responsible for me, and that's it. I'm going to be me and leave me. Whatever expectations you have of me, that's it. Some people will come and say to you, oh, Aisha, I thought you're supposed to be a mother. You're supposed to not say anything. Oh, you're supposed to be. I said, well, that's your expectation of me. It's not my reality. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. That at the end of the day, I'm leaving that place a happy person, a contented person. I'm not holding anybody in my mind. So ensure that labels, she's such a good wife. I made up my mind even before I got married that I was never going to be one that they were going to call a good wife. Guess what? Growing up as a child, I looked at the women around me, and the women that they called good wives were the women whose husbands were either molesting them, abusing them, were never giving them money, financially being abused. They were working so hard, or the men had nothing. And those were the women that were called good women. Oh, she's such a good woman. I find our in-laws are saying good women. And then the women that were bad women are the women that, they had a good life. Either they had an amazing relationship with their husbands, or they had a good life, or there was wealth in the family. And then you say, oh, she's such a bad wife. She's the reason why the husband is not giving us anything. Our brother is not giving us anything. And for me, I chose to be a bad wife rather than the good wife that they wanted. Because by the time they're calling you good wife, be sure that even they will not stay with whoever it is, whether it's their brother or their cousin or their relative. And so I didn't want that label. Label, it's what they use it to enforce their expectation on you, make you to conform to certain things. And then the moment you want to break out of it, you already put in a particular cast. They always, this one is a good one. People learn to stay off my lane. Oh yeah, Aisha is crazy. I'm crazy. And I always say, my mom always laughs at it. And I say to people, every one of us has a bed in the psychiatric hospital. It depends on who is it that wants to occupy it. We are crazy people. Come on, I don't want to conform to those reality that you want me to conform to, that will make you now feel that, oh, she's such a good person. And you know one thing, BC, I see you there. At the end of the day, guess who are the ones that have fun? The ones that they call crazy women, the ones they call stubborn women, the one they call all of that. Because you get to live your life. It's very important. Remember, there is only one you in this world. So that means you are an endangered species.